Okay, welcome back to Thursday Thunder. We had Nitro last time on the Monday. Just a little recap of what went on. We had Billy Kidman winning the Cruiserweight Championship in a three-way against Chavo and Crowbar. And we had the main event, Sid and Goldberg forming a tag team to take on the Steiner brothers in a winning effort, which didn't go down too well on Goldberg's and Steiner's part. They're in a feud for the world title. They lost a little bit of overness from that. Ric Flair Sting went very well. A few other matches. It was a good, solid show. So let's quickly talk about this recording of Thunder. We have 11 segments as usual. No Saturday night anymore, so just Monday Nitro and Thunder to work with. We're going to kick off the show, rather than have a cruiserweight match, we're going to kick it off with Blackout over Chronic. Blackout is the new stable formed, but the tag team is going to be Norman Smiley and Stevie Ray. Let's see how they're going to do. They're the faces. Stevie Ray made a turn. They're both faces. Chronic are the heels. It should be a good little opener. Then there's a turn angle because Johnny the Bull was a heel and his tag partner Big Vito was a face. So I thought, let's have an angle where Johnny the Bull actually makes the turn to be a face. So it's going to be that Don and Ron Harris, the Harris boys, are beating up Big Vito. Johnny the Bull comes to the rescue. Face turn completed. Then we go on to this Cruiserweight title match. Billy Kidman is going to retain the Cruiserweight title in a four-way against Chavo, Shane Helms and Corporal Cajun. We're going to have an interview with Totally Buff to hype up the main event tonight. The main event is going to be between two feuding teams, the Insiders, DDP and Kevin Nash, against Lex Luger and Buff Bagwell. And we've got a good solid mid-card match here, just to put on a good match. They're not feuding, there's no story behind this. It's just a good match. Shane Douglas and Conan. So hopefully it'll do those two guys good. They've not appeared for a few shows now. Interview Chris Kanyon, keeping his feud going with Booker T. Then we've got the Misfits in action. They are General Rection and Sergeant AWOL. And they're going to beat the Dark Warriors, who are a new tag team, and it's Rick Steiner and the Road Warrior Animal. They're going to lose because Dustin Rhodes is going to come and mess it up for his feuding partner, Rick Steiner. So that's how that fits in there. Then we've got an interview with Scott Steiner, trash talking Goldberg, who's been having a feud with him over for world title. Hopefully he'll gain a little overness from this and not lose anymore. US title match. Mike Sanders hasn't appeared much, and for some reason he's an upper mid-carder on here with a very high overness rating, gone from 85 to 83. So Jeff Jarrett's going to retain that cleanly, but then the Cat's going to come in and beat up Jeff Jarrett after the match to keep that feud going and request another shot, because Jeff Jarrett hasn't beat the Cat clean yet. And he feels hard done by. The penultimate segment for the show is going to be an ambush angle. Ric Flair, with the help of his son David Flair, are going to beat up going to beat up Sting backstage. That's going to lead to, on Nitro, a handicap match between Sting and the two Flairs. That'll probably be the main event. And then the actual main event for Thursday Thunder, the Insiders are going to beat Totally Buff by disqualification. Okay. So let's see how we get on. Blackout vs Chronic, 60%. Didn't really do any good for anyone that match, but at least it gives them a bit of exposure. Chronic are never in great matches, are they? Although I did like them as a team. Okay, Big Vito lost overness. Johnny the Bull lost overness. Johnny for Bull gained overness from return. The overall segment went down really, really badly, 46%. That's possibly due to the Harris boys, but yeah, it didn't go down well. I'm very disappointed with that, but you've got to take risks sometimes. Cruiserweight title gain image, a good match here. Totally buff backstage interview, probably the best interview yet. Conan Shane Douglas, I expect a little bit better from that, to be honest. Not a great show so far, but hopefully the last couple of matches will make up for it. Chris Kanyon, he's given a really fantastic segment here, 85%. I'm liking the progress of Chris Kanyon, a possible future world champion, maybe in a year's time or so. We'll see how that progresses. Oh dear. Misfits in Action and the Dart Warriors, that did not go down well. The reason I put these two teams together as well is because General Erection and Animal requested a few matches together, and this also debuted the official start of the Dart Warriors' career together. They did team up last time, but they weren't called the Dart Warriors. But yeah, that did not go down well. Scott Steiner brought the show back on track, 86%. Happy with that. That'll bring the show's overall rating a little bit higher. And is this the main event now? Oh no, it's from US title. Again, this is a really bad show, 59%. That didn't go down. Oh, of course, they're both heels as well. Should have thought about that. Anyway, that didn't go down great. Ric Flair lost overness and David Flair gained overness. Okay. Still got a decent rating though, and for main event, please get around 80. No, 70. Okay, I do fear a little bit for what this event's going to get. Actually, 66%. I guess for segments with Chris Kanyon and Scott Steiner, really salvaged the show, and Totally Buff as well. It was a show of two halves, really. Even though, well, segment by segment, the ratings just changed drastically. But I've learned a lot from this. I've learned not what to do. I've learned not to put these two teams together again. Two heels together in the ring is not a good move typically, and the turn angle involving Johnny for Bull did not go down well at all. I guess a turn angle would be better if it involved more high profile names than the Harris boys. Let's see how we did. 4.29. Conan and Shane Douglas have a fantastic chemistry in the ring. It adds a lot to the match, but the rating didn't reflect that. That's pretty much that. We've not got a show on Saturday, so we'll be back to Monday next. We've got some mail. That's just the rating heat. So that pretty much concludes this video. A bit to work on for Nitro. We want to get it looking a bit better. We've got 3 more days until we're into February, and then we can review how the first month has been so far. But overall, quite happy with how things are going, and I'll see you next time.